Welcome to Continental Championship Wrestling, home of the National Wrestling Alliance, featuring champions from throughout the continental United States. And now to your host, world-renowned wrestling commentator, Gordon Soley.
Thank you so very much, and welcome once again to another hour of Continental Championship Wrestling. My thanks to Freddie Miller, and may I just say that during the next hour, we have an interesting situation regarding the United States Junior Heavyweight Championship belt. That belt is still missing. We'll be talking more about that a little bit later on. We're going to be seeing Frankie the Thumper Lancaster in action. Wildcat Wendell Cooley. And that promised to be quite a match indeed. And right now, I've heard some rumors that we heard last week. And there you see him, Jerry Stubbs. And he's brought with him tonight, or today I should say, the master of the bull rope, Dutch Mantell.
Let me say this, Gordon Soley, to all these idiots out there watching, because that's what they are, because I'm perfect.
Well, just a moment.
I'm perfect, Gordon Soley, so let me tell it just like it is. Now, there's one Brad Armstrong that's going to get hurt. And you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of Armstrongs that's always backstabbing, always stealing something that don't belong to them. Well, the Tennessee Stud has assured me that this man right here will take care of the bullet. So I don't have to worry about anybody else, especially any Armstrong, stabbing me in the back, because this man can take care of the bullet while I get rid of one Brad Armstrong.
You admit then that you're a paid mercenary?
Well, you put it anywhere you want to, but my name is Dutch Mantell. I want all these heathens out here to know that I'm from Oil Trough, Texas. And yes, I am a paid mercenary because, baby, call me the bullet buster, baby. Because you got a lot of Armstrongs running around here, and I know what they've done because I kept track of it. They're a bunch of low-life, egg-sucking, yellow, thieving dogs. And, baby, I believe in minorities, and they are a minority. Every Armstrong, every one of them is a minority, a southern, white trash, low-life, egg-sucking dog. And I'm here to take you out, Bullet, and every one of them Armstrongs, they're going to fall one by one like dominoes, Jack. And, baby, I'm here. And when Dutch Mantell shows up, some bad things happen to some bad people. And, Bullet, something bad's going to happen to you, baby. We're going to shake the whole Armstrong clan up. Call me a winner now, or call me a winner later, baby, because that's exactly what I am. Because when I come to get the job done, I get it done Texas style. Bullet, me and you going to do a dance I learned in Texas called the Texas Waltz. The only sad thing about it is I'm going to use your face for the floor. Let's go, Jack.
Yeah, well, speaking of Jacks,
this bullwhip will stop a 1,200-pound bull, and I think it'll stop a 230-pound wrestler right dead in his tracks.
You know, Gordon, you better take note what this man says, because there's going to be a lot of people hurt, starting with the Armstrongs.
well, I'll tell you what. Mr. Mantell, Jack Hart sent his regards. Let's go to the ring, please.
Thank you, Gordon. Ladies and gentlemen, the initial event of the evening from Atlanta at 225.5 pounds. Here's Larry Clarke. Larry Clarke. His opponent, now entering the ring, ladies and gentlemen, Tony Anthony, better known in wrestling circles as the Dirty White Boy. And here he comes, the Dirty White Boy. One fall, 15.
Okay, one fall. The referee checking out the Dirty White Boy. Going up against Larry Clarke. Larry Clarke, fine-looking young athlete. But he's facing a fellow who's got quite a reputation. The Dirty White Boy is indeed a dangerous adversary. They lock up, and it's the Dirty White Boy getting the initial advantage. And again, it's the Dirty White Boy powering Larry Clarke. Rolling to one side. And the Dirty White Boy is somewhat embarrassed. He closes in. Clarke tried to set him for an arm drag, but the Dirty White Boy broke it up, then jammed his head into the turnbuckle. Down across the chest. Clarke's got some problems. He fires back. The Dirty White Boy uncorks a hard right hand right against the prefrontal lobe of Larry Clarke. High backdrop by the Dirty White Boy. And he uncorks another hard right hand. Notice he's got that right fist well taped. Referee C. Ronald West warning the Dirty White Boy about those tactics. He brings him up, atomic knee drop. Clarke in the yellow and black trunks in a lot of trouble now. Drives the knee into the forehead. Clarke powers away before the count, however. Dirty White Boy looping right hand to the side of the jaw. And a headbutt that puts Clarke back to the canvas. Off the ropes, and he catches him with the back of the elbow. Clarke in a lot of trouble now. Dirty White Boy continues to punish him, and he has been moving at will, no question about that. Base of the elbow once again brings him up against the ropes, and more or less an open slap into the chest. Clarke tried to fire back. The punch lacked authority. He fires again. It still doesn't have authority. He's rocked again by the Dirty White Boy. Snapmare that takes Clarke to the canvas. So the Tennessee Stud is sending in Dutch Mantell, the master of the bullwhip. Dangerous, dangerous individual. Full body slam. Dirty White Boy up on the second ring rope. Clarke coming to his feet. Dirty White Boy comes hurtling across. A lariat from the second rope. Inverted press, and that takes care of that situation. That takes care of that situation in no uncertain terms. For the official word, however, here's our ring announcer, Freddie Miller.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's your winner. A time of 3.5 minutes. Tony Anthony, the Dirty White Boy. The Dirty White Boy.
Well, the U.S. Junior Heavyweight Championship belt is still missing, Tim.
Well, it's the word that's out is it's missing, but everybody knows it was stolen. Roy Lee Welch was the last man seen with this. He says he put it down and somebody got it. Well, Roy Lee Welch said you was a liar. He called me a liar, and he called Continental Championship Wrestling a liar. But we've got a piece of film that shows exactly what happened.
Well, I'll tell you what let's do. Let's take a look, if we may, at the closing moments of a match that occurred, and then we'll see exactly what Tim Horner's talking about.
Now you'll see right here where I've got him going. I hit him with a big giant elbow, and I got him going running crazy here. Now here he goes. He's reversing it.
He misses with a hard right, and you catch him and you tie him up very nicely.
It's pretty obvious that his legs were straight up in the air on the ropes. Now he thinks he's won the belt. Wrong.
Exactly. Now he reaches out, grabs the belt, and he does, in fact, I do believe he actually believed he was the winner at this particular time.
Maybe so, but the referee said the match continued, and now you see I rolled him up, beat him for the 1, 2, 3 count. And
no question about it. You got him. The referee did say the match should continue, that his feet were on the ropes. Now then, all of a sudden, Roy Lee Welch attacks you with the very same belt.
Now look what he's doing. Beating my brains out. You're going to see in a moment he's going to take a vicious swing at me that crossed my running lights. It would have knocked anybody out.
Roy Lee Welch, obviously a very jubilant man at this particular time. You're battling your way back to your feet. You bump into him, and you're right. That'd cross anybody's running lights.
I'm going to tell you, he knocked me silly there for a minute. And now what's he want to do? He wants to try to humiliate me right here.
Well, it's pretty obvious here that the belt has become a weapon, and now he's tying you up in those ring ropes. The referee vainly trying to extricate you from those ring ropes. And, of course, it is Roy Lee Welch taking undue advantage at this particular time.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. If Roy Lee Welch is trying to get my attention right then, he sure got it. And I'm going to tell you one thing, Roy Lee Welch. Wherever it is, you're going to get it, Jack. If I have to come to your house and find out where you live, if I have to come in the dressing room myself and get that belt, that's exactly what I'm going to happen, because I'm not being pushed around anymore. If there's going to be any pushing done, I'm going to do it.
Well, of course, he claims that it was stolen from the dressing room and that he had nothing to do with the absence of that particular belt. In fact, Roy Lee Welch has said that he would return the belt if he had it. That's an interesting comment, isn't it? Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to be hearing some comments from Mr. Welch, and then I want to hear some more comments from Mr. Horner, but right now we've got to pause for these words.
Here's an offer from the Contour Chair Company that's better than free. Right now, during this special TV offer, we'll mail anyone who calls a check worth $200, good toward the purchase of any Contour chair. And there's more for free, including a free phone call for this free catalog to find out all about Contour chairs. Contour chairs have the same basic orthopedic design as astronauts' chairs, have optional heat and massage units built right in to help ease away everyday aches and pains. And they're available in a wide selection of furniture styles, sizes, and fabric coverings. So don't wait. Call right now to get your free catalog about the Contour chair by mail and this free $200 rebate check. Call now for your free catalog and check. Everything's free by mail, and there's absolutely no obligation.
To order, call toll-free 1-800-228-8300. 1-800-228-8300. Call 1-800-228-8300 toll-free. 1-800-228-8300.
Why buy a shell when you can own a complete home for half the money? 500 mobile homes on Clinton Highway from I-640 to Callahan Road. 10 dealers committed to the lowest prices and service after the sale. If you're thinking of buying a mobile home, you need to shop Clinton Highway.
3 miles of mobile homes on Clinton Highway, Knoxville and hometown, USA.
In the days of Frederick Miller's Plank Road Brewery, grain merchants searched the countryside for prize barley. Barley to make draft beer, fresh from the keg. It's hard to find beer like that today, because most bottled and canned beers are cooked to preserve them. Well, there's still a beer made like draft. It's cold filtered instead of cooked. Plank Road, keg beer in a bottle.
Knoxville Civic Coliseum, Friday night, July 25th, 8:30, a sensational card. 6-man stretcher match. Fuller, Golden, and Pritchard against Rich Armstrong and the intern. Texas Bull Rope. Wendell Cooley, the Wildcat, against Exotic. Adrian Street, Continental Championship. Brad Armstrong clashes with Jerry Stubbs. Special event. The Bullet takes on Dutch Mantell. Frank the Thumper Lancaster against the Dirty White Boy. Roy Lee Welch against Tim Horner. A big card for Knoxville, the 25th. Don't miss it. Be there.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tim, you and I have been talking, but let's go to the ring now, and Freddie Miller and Roy Lee Welch.
Well, thank you, Gordon. Are you now the new self-proclaimed king of wrestling, Roy?
Not just self-proclaimed. Everybody's declared me king of wrestling. The fans in Continental Wrestling, and you, Tim Horner, and I don't like the idea of you calling me a thief. That belt is mine in the first place. You're not a thief if you take what's yours. Everybody knows it's mine. I'm the king of wrestling, and I'm the United States Junior Heavyweight Champion, and I don't want you to ever forget it, and don't call me a thief. I didn't steal the belt. In the first place, the belt was mine, and you know it. You all know it. The belt is mine, and I didn't steal it. And every time I meet you in that ring, Horner, you're going down, and you're going down hard, mister.
Back to you, Gordon. What about Tim?
Let me tell you something, Roy Lee Welch. I'll call you a thief. I'll call you any low-down thing I want to do. But one thing I'll definitely not call you is the United States Junior Heavyweight Champion, because you're not the United States Junior Heavyweight Champion. I am. And I'll tell you one thing. You best produce that belt pretty quick, because if I have to come to your house and get it, you ain't going to like it a little bit, Jack.
Well, it better be turned over within the next 30 days, or Mr. Welch is going to be in a world of trouble. There's no question about that. Well, that's the word. You'll see Welch against Clarke.
Ladies and gentlemen, this event on Continental Championship Wrestling, one fall 15. The former Southeastern heavyweight champion, ladies and gentlemen, at 234 pounds, Mr. Perfect, here's Jerry Stubbs. Jerry Stubbs. Frankie Lancaster.
Frank Lancaster getting set to move out against Jerry Stubbs. One fall match. Lancaster, who said he had a secret weapon. Now what's he got here? Lancaster putting on a helmet. Lancaster has put on a helmet. Well, as long as he does not use it offensively, he's all right. Well, now, did Stubbs run into him, or did Lancaster lower his head? I would think maybe Stubbs ran into him. Lancaster, the thumper. Stubbs in the black trunks. Thumper in the royal blue or navy blue. Count is on. He's back inside the ring within the count. And the thumper is saying, come on, Stubbs. Stubbs complaining, but to no avail. So Frankie Lancaster has come out with a helmet. Looks to me like Stubbs jammed his arm up, tried to give a forearm to Frankie Lancaster, hit that helmet, suffered the consequences. They lock up, a side headlock now by Stubbs. This is where that helmet could prove to be a detriment. That side headlock, he's got a tremendously secure grip. But Lancaster powers him out. Series of hard right hands and left hands. All right, referee trying to get him separated, trying to get this match back together here. Stubbs lashed out, caught him with a boot. And Stubbs now taking full advantage of the situation. Stubbs brings him up, full body slam on the thumper. Stubbs now going outside the ring. What's he doing? He's grabbed a steel chair. He's got a steel chair. And that didn't do anything. Lancaster says, all right, come on, try it again. Now Lancaster closes in. Lancaster, series of lefts, now catches in with a right chop into the throat of Jerry Stubbs, and Stubbs in trouble. Irish whip across the ropes. Caught him with a high back rub. Brings him up once again, another full body slam. So, Frankie the Thumper Lancaster. Things looking good for him right now. Jerry Stubbs powers out before the count. Neck breaker, and it was Stubbs who suffered. Again, Stubbs powers out before the count. catches him in the pit of the stomach. Jams his head into the ring post. Had no effect on Lancaster. Lancaster stalking him now. The Thumper's got it together. The Thumper has it really together. Stubbs beats it back into the ring, and that could be the worst place to go. Good Irish whip into the far turnbuckle. Notice the way he tried to stop his forward momentum. Up into the ring ropes. Into the ring ropes. That forced the break. He missed. Caught him with a lariat. Caught him with a lariat. Could have the Thumper in a lot of trouble here. Caught him squarely. That may have jammed that helmet at the same time. Stubbs, apparently after that helmet now, he's got the Thumper down, and Stubbs working on, he got the helmet off. He got the helmet off of him. And now Stubbs turning that helmet into a weapon. Now the referee got it. The referee took it away. The Thumper, caught again by Stubbs. Thumper's caught again, dropped to one knee. The Thumper trying to get it together. Jerry Stubbs, Mr. Chrome Dome, has the Thumper in trouble. Snap mare. Then he drives the knee into the pectoralis majors. Hey! Thumper powered out. Tremendous second effort on the part of Frank Lancaster. Good move. Got to hand it to Stubbs on that one. He countered very nicely. Well delivered vertical suplex. And the referee tolling the count now as he's got a chokehold on him. Thumper in trouble. Brain buster. He can call it a suplex if he wants. That's a brain buster. He cocks a man's body so he comes down on his head. That is a brain buster. Well, the Chrome Dome seems pretty happy about the whole thing. He seems pretty happy. Wait a minute, the crowd has just picked out. Hey, wait a minute, look at here. Brad Armstrong just hit the ring. Brad Armstrong just hit the ring, and he grabbed that helmet, and Jerry Stubbs just left the ring in a big hurry. Well, now that's going to be an interesting turn of events. The referee stopping the match. Well, let's see what happens here. Brad Armstrong attending to Frank the Thumper Lane. And let's see what the official word is.
Was disqualified for outside interference. The referee awards the match to Jerry Stubbs. Jerry Stubbs, the winner.
Sometimes a simple river crossing isn't so simple. And when you've got him back, it's your turn. Bush. Head for the beer brewed natural as a mountain stream, for a taste as smooth as its name. Bush. Head for the Bush beer. Head for the the mountains.
I want to send you, absolutely free, these 4 important health books on arthritis, heart disease, backache, and poor sleep, and this free Craftmatic adjustable bed color catalog. If you suffer from bed-caused aches and pains, or toss and turn all night, or wake up frequently, it may be because you're sleeping on an ordinary flat bed. Now say hello to the Craftmatic adjustable bed. It adjusts to support your head, neck, back, and legs in any position. And the Craftmatic bed is remarkably comfortable to watch TV and relax in. Let me send you this free Craftmatic bed catalog and these 4 important health books right away.
And we'll also mail you free details on Craftmatic's newest adjustable bed that costs no more than a quality flat bed. To receive everything free, call toll-free. There's absolutely no obligation.
Call 1-800-228-3600. That's 1-800-228-3600. Call 1-800-228-3600.
I think the best part of this job is meeting people and finding a news story every day. We're able to show people how the news affects them. My wife Joan and I were born here in Tennessee, and we're making this area home for our son Christopher. To make a contribution to the people and the place you love is the best thing of all.
Freddie, does Brad understand that he caused Frank Lancaster that match? Waiting for him to get into the ring, but no question about it.
We're right here, Gordon. We're trying to work over Lancaster, who's really gotten hurt by this. What about it, Brad? The decision went to Jerry Stubbs.
I know that. I understand that. But the man, Jerry Stubbs, I've seen it time and time again. The man comes out here and tries to deliberately hurt people. He gives that controversial brain buster, drops him right on his head. Well, I'm going to tell you something, Stubbs. I was born and reared in a wrestling family, brother. I was taught sportsmanship. And the marquee out front says professional wrestling. Well, you throw wrestling out the window, and that's just fine with me, but I've still got the Continental belt, and that's what you want. And if you want to throw wrestling out the window and get down and get dirty, by God, I'll do it. I'll do anything, Stubbs. I'm going to crack that chrome dome before it's all over.
Back to you, Gordon. He's very upset, a livid Brad Armstrong.
Well, I'll tell you what, you may be dangerous, you're getting mean, but Brad Armstrong is getting mean too.
You know, I'm getting dirty, I'm getting nasty, and I'm getting dangerous. But Armstrong, you can't even tote my junk. What do you mean telling me you go beat me? You know, you telling me I throw out all the rules. Well, I may throw them out, but I'm a winner. You a loser, big boy. You are a loser, and that belt's going to come back around my waist. Now, you better take example from Frank Lancaster, because you're going to end up in the same boat, big boy, the same boat, because I'm going to be the champion.
You feel very confident about that, obviously.
I'm very confident, Gordon, because like I said, Brad Armstrong, you can't tote a candle to me, big boy, and I'm going to ruin your career.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're awaiting the arrival of our contenders for our next event, which should be one of the most exciting on Continental Championship Wrestling this week. It's a bout between arch rivals. You will see exotic Adrian Street. There he comes to the ring now. Accompanied by Miss Linda, here is exotic Adrian Street, ladies and gentlemen. Before Wendell Cooley comes out, tell you about the stipulation in just a moment.
I got wild honey trees and crazy little weeds growing around my shack. These dusty roads ain't streets to go, but I'm happy right where I'm at.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are Wendell Wildcat Cooley and his brother, Greg Cooley. Ladies and gentlemen, for this match, Miss Linda will be handcuffed to Greg Cooley.
Wildcat Wendell Cooley going up against the exotic Adrian Street. And as you just heard our ring announcer say, Miss Linda will be handcuffed to Greg Cooley. Greg Cooley, by the way, a fine wrestler, fine competitor. He has been sidelined of late with a hamstring, but is coming along very, very nicely and should be back in action very, very shortly. But he's in the ring right now with his brother Wendell. Now you can see the exotic Adrian Street being attended to by Miss Linda. Street, of course, former amateur middleweight wrestling champion of Europe. There's the Southeastern belt. Street upset over the turn of events. You notice how quickly Greg Cooley goes outside the ring. All right, here's where we going to go into the handcuffing situation, I do believe. Yep, referee Roy George. Putting the handcuff over the wrist of Miss Linda. And now to the wrist of, well, that's a little unusual, left to right. Yeah, maybe not. Wait a minute. We've got a match already started. Street very upset outside the ring. Greg Cooley standing there, standing by, handcuffed to Miss Linda. And this, I think, could be a television first for Continental Championship Wrestling. The first time we've ever had a manager or a second handcuffed to another outside the ring. Can't say that I blame Cooley very much. He has suffered a few times at the hands of Miss Linda. They lock it up. Cooley explodes with the right hand. Cooley explodes with another hard right hand that has the exotic Adrian Street in trouble. Catches him again. The exotic Adrian Street down on the canvas. Brings him up, full body slam. Cooley down across those pectoralis major muscles. That'll also make you darn short of breath, I'll tell you. Street fires back, forearm, then the base of the elbow. Catches Cooley again. Cooley goes to the midsection, an uppercut to the jaw. Street jammed into that far turnbuckle. By the way, these matches are brought to you by Continental Championship Wrestling, sanctioned by the NWA. Use of this tape by anyone charging admission or rebroadcast of this program without the express consent and permission of Continental Championship Wrestling is strictly prohibited. The exotic Adrian Street has things kind of going his way, and Miss Linda still handcuffed there to Greg Cooley. Street really beginning to punish Cooley now. Caught him with a vicious forearm, another forearm, and Cooley could be in a lot of trouble here. Street. Now, see, he's interested in more than just a pinfall. He wants to do some damage to Cooley. After the fingers and thumbs, and that, of course, is prohibited. The referee checking very quickly. Cooley comes away from it. Cooley has it going his way. Cooley catches him, a couple of hard right hands. Cooley explodes with a forearm. Cooley now with an Irish whip. Charges in. Street ducks to one side. Street catches him with the back of the elbow. Street off the ropes. Crashes down. Outside the ring ropes. Outside the ring ropes. Street pressing an advantage, however. Street pushing it to the very, very outer limits. Cooley in trouble. And it is Street taking full advantage of a situation here. Street really punishing Wendell Cooley. The Wildcat in trouble. Street has him up. Full body slam. Street off the ropes. Cooley caught him. Caught him very nicely. Utilizing those knees, drove them into the midsection. Now he catches him once again. And it's Wildcat Cooley going wild. Irish whip and then a mule kick to the midsection. The referee knocked to one side. And look at this. Street caught him with that crutch. Street catches him once again. Greg Cooley dumps Street. Greg Cooley dumps him. And now the exotic one catches Greg Cooley. Now where did Street go? Street over the referee. Catches Cooley once again. And what is he? It looks like he got the key. It looks like he got the key. He did get the key. He has freed Miss Linda from the handcuffs, and she is still partially across the prone forearm of Greg Cooley. And now Miss Linda back into the ring. The referee is calling for the bell. Greg Cooley comes into the ring. He's after the exotic Adrian Street. And now Miss Linda backing away. Ooh. She caught Greg Cooley. She caught Greg Cooley with something, and I couldn't tell what it was. But he went down like a felled ox, I'll tell you that. Well, we've got to break away from this.
We've got a little time right now. Now would be a good place for us to get something cleared up. I had my boot took off my foot. People know that that's on there for physical reasons. I had to wear that built-up boot and used on us, if you can believe it or not. You got a film of it from the fairgrounds in Birmingham, and I want to see it.
Well, I'll tell you what, we do have indeed. It's very strange that somebody took this built-up boot away from luscious Robert Fuller. Let's take a look.
If you draw your attention right here in the field, you'll see what they're doing. They're teaming up on me. Every one of them's got me down in the ropes. They're working on me 3-on-1. I'm doing everything I can to wrestle in the ring anyway with a handicap. The doctor said, Roberts, you shouldn't be in there, but being a Tennessee stud brother, the man that I am, the man of the integrity and the honor my family. I am not going to let this happen. I'm going to come back, do my best, and there they are taking it off of me, trying to see that I have to wrestle with the ultimate handicap. That's one leg shorter than the other one, Gordon. Can you imagine anybody that would stoop so low to try to take a man's boot off when he's got to have it because his hip is messed? Look at him hitting us with it. What in the world is going on here, Gordon? What kind of wrestling do you call it?
Well, you mean to tell me you've never used that boot as a weapon?
Hey, I've never had to use the boot. My whole body's a weapon. But what I want you to watch closely here is you're going to see Tommy Rich over in the corner right there is beating me in the head with my own boot. And here comes the ultimate sleeper, baby. That's my man, the Doc. He knows how to apply that sleeper like nobody in the business. He slapped it around his face, baby, and watch him go to Sandman Land, Gordon.
Hey, Tommy Rich never had a chance. Never had a chance when you're threatened on some poor defenseless cripple taking off his boot. And that's what we had to show you. That's what we had to show you, Rich, that you don't mess around with us.
Backstabbing intern. Now watch the man. This is with a handicap. This is with one leg shorter than the other without the boot. Even without the boot, I crawled in there and what happened? 1, 2, 3, Gordon. And the man is the winner again. The team of a lifetime. Right there, Jimmy Golden. You know it. Let me tell you something, Gordon. They can stay on this boot or off of it. That's not the reason for us winning. The reason is a team like none ever been put together before. The reason is violence we've had to run through. The reason is the Doc right here that's kept us from being cut to the bone. Right, them. That's the way it's going to stay for the rest of time, Gordon Soley.
Well, I think they've made their points abundantly clear. And, well, we've got some more conversation coming up right after we pause for these words.
What are you wearing?
It's Gain.
Isn't that a detergent?
Mm-hmm. You know, this is the blouse that you spilled ketchup on.
But it looks so wonderful.
Followed by hot fudge.
Smells wonderful, too.
I just washed it in Gain. Did a lot for this blouse.
You do a lot for this blouse.
I wonder, is it so clean because it smells so good?
Or maybe it smells so good because it's so clean.
Clean-smelling Gain.
What can I get you?
What'll you have?
Down-home flavor.
What'll you have?
Country flavor. Give me a Pabst Real True Blue Ribbon, Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. I demand the taste and savor. I demand Real True Blue flavor and Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
Before we open the doors for my S&K autograph session, let me tell you what's on sale. We have men's summer suits as low as $79.96. Linen and cotton blend sport coats as low as $47.96. Plus, short sleeve dress shirts for $12.90, and summer ties are on sale too. Okay, guys, let those ladies in.
Hurry to S&K, the Gallery Shopping Center on Kingston Pike.
Okay, into the showers. Let's build body with the Prel 1-2.
1. Shampoo in, body in, fullness in.
Prel Body.
2.
Prel Protein-Enriched Conditioner.
Conditioner in, protein in, condition in, control in.
That's Prel Body.
Full body shampoo.
And Prel Conditioner. It's my bodybuilding system for hair.
Hey, we'd like to remind you right now, Saturday, July 26th, Championship Wrestling comes to Harlan, Kentucky at Kaywood High School Gymnasium. It's going to be a great night of competition. And in Knoxville at the Civic Coliseum, July 25th. That'll be Friday night, July 25th, 8:30. A 6-man stretcher match.
Stretcher match is what it's all about. It's all come down to this. Along down the road, me and Tommy and the intern have all lost a lot of blood, but all that has come to an end, and it's coming to an end right here in Knoxville at the Civic Coliseum in a 6-man stretcher match. You boys are going all the way to the dressing room on a stretcher, and me and these two boys are here to see about it and see that it gets done.
Of course, if a man gets off the stretcher before he gets to the dressing room, he can go back in the ring.
They're not going to be able to get off the stretcher, Gordon. You know, a lot of this has been due to the hands of a certain boot. Well, we're going to do something about that boot, and you know something, Dr. Tom Pritchard? There ain't going to be a damn thing you can do about it.
Somebody said someone started in Harlem. We're going up in Knoxville. Stretcher match.
You know, it's my birthday, July 26th, so it's going to be one hell of a night. Stretcher match. Somebody's going to be toted out.
The 25th in Knoxville at the Civic Coliseum, a six-man stretcher. Here are three of them right here.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. You know, people remember Knoxville back to the last program. They'll be wondering why Steve Armstrong didn't have a stretcher there in the first place. Because the boy was bloody down to his shoe. If you had a shot of my shoes, you'd see I look like I've been killing cows or something. They're up to the ankles in blood, baby, from walking in Steve Armstrong's blood. But there's one problem. There ain't a bleeding three ways. There ain't three stretchers. We're only talking about one stretcher, Timmy, and one won't be enough for their ticket to ride. They're going to need three stretchers. Six people will carry them, baby, because we're doing it away in Knoxville. And you ain't got a chance. It thrills my heart to think of
Knoxville, the 25th.
All right, don't forget, Harlan, Kentucky, Kaywood High School on the 26th, Knoxville on the 25th. Two great nights of wrestling brought to you by Continental Championship Wrestling. Before we move along to the next match, I want to call in Wildcat Wendell Cooley. How's your brother?
Gordon, I know I'm not supposed to be out here, and I know right now ain't no time for no interview, but I just thought I'd update you on what's happened to my brother. Now, his eyes are pretty bad, but only time's going to tell just how bad his eyes are hurt, Gordon. He could be blind the rest of his life. But I want to tell you something, Adrian Street. You know what this is right here, baby? This is a Texas cowbell. And this is the way we take care of things back home where I come from. Now, I told you I'm going to send you down the road of humiliation, but I'm going to forget that for one time. I just want to tie you to one end of this and tie myself to the other, and I don't want Miss Linda Bard. I don't want her handcuffed to nobody. I want her right there in that damn corner so she can have the closest seat in the house, because I'm going to promise you, you busted me open, but there's going to be a lot more of busting open to come. You get ready, Jack.
All right. Fair words from Wildcat Wendell Cooley. Well, we've got the big matchup coming right now. Let's turn it over to Freddie Miller.
Thank you, Gordon. Ladies and gentlemen, this event went fall with television time remaining. Introducing first, now in Alabama, from Oil Trough, Texas, at 226 pounds, the king of the bull whip, here's Dutch Mantell. Dutch Mantell. There's the music for his opponent, ladies and gentlemen. Here he comes, 230 pounds. Here is the Bullet, the Bullet.
Like a boy they had found, the nurse spoke up to leave us alone. She could tell right away that I was bad to the bone, bad to the bone.
The Bullet getting set to go out against the master of the bullwhip, Dutch Mantell. Mantell, an exceptionally dangerous adversary. I have watched him wrestle all over the United States. He is bad news. And the Bullet. Mantell swings, but the Bullet blocks it. Catches him with the right hand. Full arm drag and twist now on the Bullet. Reversal by the Bullet. And the Bullet retaliating. Irish whip off the ropes. And Mantell beats a hasty exit outside the ring. Once again, they square off. Collar and elbow, side headlock now by Mantell on the Bullet. Mantell keeps that side headlock going. Comes off the ropes. The Bullet caught him a good high hip toss. Mantell calling for timeout. He's a little confused. There are no timeouts. Wait a minute, what's he doing now? A little bit of controversy there, and Mantell doing something, adjusting his tights or something. Of course, let's face it, you know it as well as I do. I have to feel very strongly that he's securing something. Nothing there that time. The bullet stalks him. And so Mantell catches him. Side of the head on the bullet. Mantell closes in again. He broke just at the count of 4. Mantell really beginning to punish the bullet. Now he's after the bullet's mask, brings him off his feet, using that extra leverage. Mantell very confident about himself. Mantell catches him once again. Mantell up on that second ring rope, crashes down on the bullet, drives him headfirst into the canvas. All right, the bullet powers out. Mantell up on the second ring rope once again. Once again crashes down against the bullet. Mantell has him up, full body slam. And again, Mantell goes for the ring ropes. Mantell comes up. The bullet catches him right at the belt line. And then a hard right to the side of the jaw. Another hard right over the eye. One into the throat puts Mantell back to the canvas. The bullet hurtled from the ring. And it's the bullet reversing the situation on Dutch Mantell. Mantell rolls groggily back into the ring. The bullet moving into the ring now. Wait a minute. From behind, that's Jerry Stubbs in there. That's Jerry Stubbs. The bullet is behind him. He's got the sleeper hold. Mantell using the bullwhip. Mantell using the bullwhip. The referee calling for the bell. And the bullet almost decapitated and out. It is Mantell using that bullwhip. And they've got him in a world of trouble. They've got him in a world of trouble. They've got that bull rope around his, that bull whip rather, around his neck. And now they're beating a hasty retreat.
I don't like being bugged, so I take care of it. I give it my best shot. Hot shot, flying insect killer. I don't mess around with something that's not gonna work. Hot shot takes care of what's bugging you. Go ahead, make my day.
Give it your best shot. Hot shot.
When you go to LensCrafters, you don't have to make 2 trips to get your glasses because LensCrafters can custom grind your exact prescription in about an hour. Listen.
It usually took me 2 weeks to get my glasses before.
It took me about an hour for both pair.
20 minutes to get my exam, about 45 to pick out the frames that I wanted, and it was less than an hour to get my glasses.
Oh, they're perfect. Couldn't ask for better.
Why make 2 trips? LensCrafters, quality eyeglasses in about an hour.
Look who's coming.
It's the big cheese. Hail to the cheese-ums, the big cheese of potato chips. Here come the cheese-ums, the big cheese is here.
Pringles Cheez-Ums. With so much cheese flavor and tangy spices, you get one big cheese taste.
Oh, but it's the big cheese. Put out your head and lick your lips for the big cheese taste of potato chips. Hail to the cheese-ums, the big cheese is here.
Napa is the biggest name in auto parts.
Auto Shack strives to be the best name.
And Napa's premium alternator, the Raylock, is rebuilt using mostly the same old parts.
Auto Shack's premium alternator, the Duralast, uses mostly brand new parts.
Raylock has a 1-year warranty.
Duralast has a 3-year warranty.
And last but not least, the Raylock only costs...
And the Duralast only costs...
Duralast alternators, only at Auto Shack.
A sensational card, 6-man stretcher match. Fuller, Golden, and Pritchard against Rich Armstrong and the intern. Texas Bull Rope. Wendell Cooley, the Wildcat, against Exotic. Adrian Street, Continental Championship. Brad Armstrong clashes with Jerry Stubbs. Special event, the Bullet takes on Dutch Mantell. Frank the Thumper Lancaster against the Dirty White Boy. Roy Lee Welch against Tim Horner. A big card for Knoxville, the 25th. Don't miss it. Be there.
Well, let me take a moment right now to talk to Mr. Mantell. 2-on-1, sir.
It don't look like 2-on-1 to me. What did the Bullet do? He had somebody to come and help him because he knows he don't have a chance against a Dutchman, baby. But look at him now. He's all hurt and he's all upset. But let me tell you one thing, Bullet. I'm paid to do a job, baby. And that was only the tip of the iceberg. Because like I said, I'm going to say it again. Every one of the Armstrongs is going to fall one by one. Armstrong, Bullet, this is between me and you and nobody else. Because I'm going to whoop you, boy, like you stole a government mule. And if you know what I'm talking about, baby, when I come to do a job, I won't get it done right. That's the tip of the iceberg, baby. You're a lying thief, no good, egg-sucking dog. And, baby, I'm taking the job over.
Well, let's turn it over to Freddie and see if the Bullet has any comment.
Seems to be a vendetta against the Bullet and the Armstrong family. Let me say this to Mr. Bullwhip. You want to hang somebody, that's fine, because I'm going to hang something on you. It's going to take you a while to get over, mister. As you bring in Chrome Dome Jerry Stubbs, you say you're going to get rid of all the Armstrongs. Well, they're a very close family to me. Me and the Armstrongs are just like that. So, brother, you want a bullwhip? I'm going to stripe you like a zebra. I'm going to bring me one, too. Thank you. Back to you, Gordon.
And looks like that feud is just beginning. Next week, Wildcat Wendell Cooley in action, Scott Armstrong, and a host of others. That's all the time for this week. Till next week, Gordon Soley saying so long.